Raven versus Scorpion. Fight! Scorpion wins. Flawless victory. Raven versus Scorpion. Fight! Brutality. Scorpion wins. Raven versus Scorpion.
Oh, for crying out loud! There are 24 characters on the roster! Pick someone else! Okay, so full disclosure, I'm not really into me fighting games, and I have never ever played Mortal Kombat before in my life. I've never even been in the same room as someone else while they've been playing. I have zero prior contact. So I kind of knew what to expect though, because I knew about Mortal Kombat. I've seen videos, I've seen screenshots, I've seen fatalities, but I've never really done it myself before. I quite like this game.
By Special Forces tradition, you still have to pass one last test.
I need to kick the CO's ass, ma'am.
I'm going to try and fly through the main game modes because there's tons to this thing. Story mode, first of all, it's about 4 or 5 hours long, depending on how often you die. I didn't die too often on normal mode, to be honest. And every single main character, except the final boss, Kronika, is playable in the game.
Katana, Empress of the Dead.
Kronika is trying to rewrite the timelines for reasons. Really, the only reason it's happening is so you can have current Mortal Kombat characters and past Mortal Kombat characters collide. It's an excuse to bring back dead characters, in other words. This series has a history of killing people off and leaving them dead.
Kung Lao had just defeated Shang Tsung and Quan Chi.
We are decades beyond those events.
For us, they happened only moments ago.
What game are you playing, Raiden? What magic powers this delusion?
If it is a delusion, it is one we all share. Is it possible that the past and future are colliding?
Katana, Baraka, Scarlet, all Outworld champions long since gone.
The game mechanics. Jesus Christ, there are so many of them. I mean, far be it from me to treat it like a game where you punch people, but this game has so many mechanics. I'm not joking, it took me an hour and a half to get through the basic tutorials. Not including the character tutorials that teach you about the character-specific stuff. I've had an easier time trying to remember the winning hands in Mahjong. I can't remember any of the winning hands in Mahjong. combos, cancelling, hit confirming, jailing, zoning, pressure, getting up off the floor is a tactical game in of itself. Jesus Christ! The tutorials will even tutor you on timing, on frame counts, on how quickly your character can throw a punch, how long it takes for the punch to take effect, and how long it takes them to go back to a neutral position. You know, just in case you're competing in professional tournaments. Of course, that's the tactical stuff. There's the normal stuff like crushing blows. Fatal blows.
No pain, no gain.
And of course, fatalities.
Finish him. Fatality. Shao Kahn wins.
The game is pretty good at matching you against people that are roughly your skill level. Sometimes a little bit above, sometimes a little bit below, but it's pretty good. Even though I found online 40% of people tend to use Scorpion.
Final round. Fight! Finish her.
I would say it is mandatory to learn a character's basic moveset, because some characters will allow you to button bash your way through a fight, others won't, like Kitana for instance.
Fight!
She really doesn't like button bashing. You can't do it with her. In my opinion, you need at least 3 basic combos and your character's special moveset to get anywhere in a fight online. Seriously.
Final round. Fight! Finish him. Raiden wins.
Besides those, you've got the classic towers, which is basically your old school arcade mode. You work your way through one enemy after another and then defeat the final boss. You get a character ending. And then you've got the Towers of Time, which are these online kind of challenges. They're still towers, you still fight one enemy after another, but certain floors will have certain conditions. There'll be projectiles that are thrown across the screen, rather annoyingly. It's a nifty little way of the game, even though it's a one-on-one fighter and you're doing the same thing all the time. The game is doing its best to try and keep things different, to switch things up and keep you interested. And it does a very good job of it.
Round 2, fight.
And then there's the Crypt, which, let's be honest, is a glorified loot box opening system. But it's a pretty engaging one. You run around the island in third-person view, you've got gates to open, switches to pull. You can open any chest you want, though you do have to spend the currency coins in order to do so. It's an interesting way of earning additional consumables for the Towers of Time, and cosmetics for your character and gears, and all sorts of stuff. I quite like it. It's a welcome change of pace. And finally, there's the bullshit currency, because of course there's a bullshit currency. There is in every game these days. It's called time crystals. What do they buy you? Well, let me tell you, there are items that are in the featured store. There are items that are only available for a limited time. So if you want that item, you've got to buy it now. Quick, quick, get some time crystals and spend them on the item, quick. Pressure selling. The other thing you can get are easy fatalities. Wait, what? What? Easy fatalities. Okay, look, even if you can't remember the button presses for the fatalities, they're easy enough to remember, but why don't you just write the directions on a post-it note and stick it to the side of the TV? Don't even mention the collector's edition to me. Don't even start on that bastard. 280 quid. Bollocks. I mean, I know that it's got a 1-to-1 scale helmet of Scorpion in there, but 280 quid. Shao Kahn was a free pre-order bonus, just a pre-order incentive. Don't pre-order unless there's a reason to. I pre-ordered just to have a look at Shao Kahn. He's alright. He's got a big hammer, he's got a hell of a reach and hits hard. He's a bit slow, but, you know, swings and roundabouts. He'll now cost you 5 quid. You don't really need him though. You've already got 24 characters on the roster, there's a full range of styles here. Unless you're desperate for Shao Kahn. I really wouldn't bother. Another character you can buy for £5 in-game is Frost. Or you can just play the story. Because this game does the same shit that Injustice 2 did. You know, where Brainiac, you could either defeat the game to get Brainiac, or you could spend £5 to get him now, because you're desperate for him. No, Frost pulls the same shit, or should I say, the game pulls the same shit. By the way, Frost is pretty good. You are not stuck for something to do in this game. Story, online, there's a whole raft of online modes, tournaments and rooms and King of the Hill, and there's shitloads here. There's the towers. I've already been through them all, but you won't be stuck for something to do is my point. The game has a ton of characters, lots of arenas, there's lots of shit to collect. Yes, it is insanely grindy. I mean, I found that I tend to get quite a few resources if I do the daily challenges. Other than that, everything else kind of gives you a pittance here and there. So, yeah, you're going to have to grind a lot. And I've heard, shall we say, reservedly bad things about Mortal Kombat Mobile. But my mobile phone is from the Cretaceous period, so I haven't tried that. I can't honestly speak to it. But, yeah. Overall, I like this game. I don't like the microtransactions, and the most insulting part is when they ask you to pay for Frost. That's the worst bit, because you can just get her by play. I didn't even have to beat the story to get her. I quit out at the beginning of chapter 5 to give myself a bit of a rest, and suddenly the game announced I got her. So, £5. Go bollocks. Anyway, the rest of the game's pretty solid. It is. I give it a 9 if it hadn't pulled the rest of that shit. I'm going to give it an 8. Because I can definitely recommend it as a fighting game. If you like your fighting games, you already have this. Who am I kidding? But it is a great game. And for someone who doesn't normally like fighting games, and someone who doesn't really know what Mortal Kombat's all about, yeah, you've got a new fan here. So yeah, Mortal Kombat 11. It's an 8 out of 10. Great game, can definitely recommend it. That's it for the review. What did you think? Leave a like or dislike down below. What did you think of the game? Leave a comment down below as well. And for those of you who are a glutton for punishment, you can subscribe, or if you want to inflict me on someone else, you can always share. See you next time. Kronika is trying to rewrite the So even though you're still playing a one-on-one fighting game, the game has a shit ton of ways. I bollocksed it up at the end there. Damn, that's really annoying when that happens. You get so far through it and then you fuck it up right at the end. It's like, no, I've got to do it all over again. Damn it.